and gentlemen, welcome back to the Shirtless Plantain Show. This is your Euro 2024 edition. Yeah, sorry about that. I'm not going to do that again. I was just trying something new. My bad. But in any event, before we get into the nitty-gritty of all this, remember that we have the soccer pod out. It came out today. That is a Thursday, the 13th of June. Go check that shit out. If you're into American soccer, people are talking mad shit about Greg on there. It's fucking hilarious. We also have the Manchester United season review out, aka Carlsberg, because it features Carl Anka from The Athletic. If you've heard him on anything else, you know he's a great guest to have in any context. So go check that out as well. And now we can get to the business at hand, the Euros. I am here with my very good friends. Take it away.
Well, I'm back after what feels like forever. But yeah, as you know me, I'm Coach. I'm back at Logrucci on Twitter. And let's get this Euros party started, man. The Euros is one of the first ever tournaments I remember watching start to finish, so it's always welcome.
Yeah, and I'm Tosin, TSNMKND. Yeah, I can't even say my own damn app, man. This is what happens when you go to school.
Bro.
You see what happens? You see what happens when you go to school in Baltimore?
No, this is what happens when you stop fucking with vowels. That's the problem.
That's it. Yeah, speaking of the Euros, the Euros is actually the first tournament I cried at because Gareth Southgate missed the penalty. Prick. But in any event, let's talk about the Euros.
Let's talk about the Euros. Let's just do it the basic way. We're sorry we waited so long to give you the preview, and we're sorry we're going to do it like everybody else. But, you know, I'll get that one bet, so relax. In any event, Group A, the hosts, Germany. Coach, can the home team win this tournament? And if not, can they at least recreate the good vibes from 2006 when everyone knew they weren't going to win that World Cup? But they hosted it. The vibes were right. Podolski popped up. What's the other guy's name? Schweinsteiger. Yeah, it was a good time for Germany. They had a great summer. Can they at least get that if they're not going to win it all, Coach?
I think they're secretly. I think they probably can, and that I want to say I think they will win it. I think they. I don't see any. Put this. I don't see any reason why not. Basically, they shouldn't be scared of anyone. And their attacking options are every bit as good as everybody else's. I'd say probably not better, but you know they shouldn't feel inferior to anybody in terms of their attacking and midfield options. I mean, everybody. What the interesting thing about this tournament is that there's a lot of strong teams, but everybody has their problems, and we're going to go into it. We'll examine each top team's problems because there's a lot. So yeah, I'm back in Germany to win it. I'm going to say.
Okay, that's an interesting call. I didn't think we'd get that hot that quickly, but here we are. We're here now. It's the summer. I'm sweating. Tosin, who should we look out for in the Germany team?
So it's easy to say Florian Wirtz, easy to say Jamal Musiala, look at Tony, Gundogan, all of that. I'm going to throw you guys a curveball because I don't give a fuck about the rules. I'm going to say Kai Havertz. And you know why? Because they're really good in defense, mostly. Jonathan Tah and who's the other center back? Rudiger. That's their pairing. Kimmich. For all of you who don't know, Kimmich is a right back, and that's where he should be all the time.
He doesn't know he's a right back. That's the issue, bro. Yes. That's the actual issue, that he himself doesn't know he's a right back.
Yes, that's why he's not in the midfield. They had to call up Uncle Tony because Tony is retired, and they had to call him up because Kimmich, you're not a center midfielder, okay? Yeah. So they got all the positions. What they need to figure out is how to score. Everyone's saying Fulkrug. Look, Fulkrug's going to come off the bench with Leroy Sané, right? And you have your wide wingers, because that's how I guess they've been playing lately, is they have Wirtz and Musiala out wide to create, right? So I think Kai's the most important person in this team because is Kai going to score or not? And that's why I said all eyes should be on Kai. So, yeah, you can have your sexy players, but it has to be all eyes on Kai.
Listen, man, nobody is sexier than Kai Havertz, okay? Like, he's
hey, yo.
It's a summer, man. I'm barely wearing clothes. I'm only wearing clothes because I'm recording a pod with you. It's going to be sexy all summer. Anyways, bro. Tosin mentioned the midfield, Germany's midfield. They have a lot of names in there, but something that's been it's not even a bit of a trend, it's just a basic fact. I think I was reading an article that quoted Lothar Matthäus and Bild, basically talking about Ilkay Gundogan never plays well for Germany. He should be on the bench. Coach, what do you make of that, given that he's one of the most talented players in Europe right now?
Can I call racism and let's be done with it? Am I allowed to do that?
He hasn't played well for them, though.
No, but no, I'm asking you. That's the easy way out. I'm taking. I'm sorry.
Okay, I can live with that.
But through. Okay, so how the bigger question is what midfield do you build if you're not going to start Gundogan, like legit? Because I get his age, like obviously he's getting on a bit and whatnot, but guess what? So is Tony Cruz, So is Emre Can, Emre Can is a few years younger than him, but still, like, what midfield do you build about Gundogan if you want to have a very good German team? So I don't. And the other thing is as well is that Germany actually, for all their talent, don't actually have that many goals from midfield, and Gundogan gets goals from midfield. So regardless of what you might think of his form for Germany kind of thing, I genuinely feel like he's a player that has to play regardless because of you just never know with Gundogan. Like, and he's proved it over his career. We forget he was injured for a long time, for long periods, long stretches. This is a guy that was struggling with injuries, and we thought he was done. Like, legit, we thought he got fat and all this shit. And then his last 6 or 7 years have been phenomenal at club level, at least. Gone,
Dr. Kugat.
Well, there we go. There we go. And they're back in Germany, so you know how they are with a bit of the old and whatnot. So you never know. Like, I'm just saying, no fool. Like, you have to build a midfield with Gundogan. I personally think the midfield should be Cruz, Gundogan,
Andrich.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't you dare say Pascal Gross. I come over there.
No. Gross is a great option off the bench. To be fair, fantastic option off the bench.
Gross is who plays if Cruz can't play.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. But yeah, I don't think you build a Germany midfield without Gundogan. That makes no sense to me.
Fair enough, Coach. Very well said. The other team in that group that seems to have a prospect of doing something in this tournament is Switzerland. Tosin, do you think they can actually take a step forward this time, or is it just more of the same from them? It's the same thing with them all the time.
Yeah, but I do have players that you guys should watch in that team. And it's not just, Granit Xhaka, because all eyes will always be on Granit Xhaka, because
he's the best player in the tournament. So
yeah, that's our fearless second born. Dan and Doy. There's gonna be a lot of different Bologna plays I'm calling out, because again, I'm a Serie A connoisseur, and Dan and Doy did well for Bologna. And Zeki Amundi, I think that they need goals, and Zeki does his thing. So, they got a whole bunch of light skins in Switzerland. That's the product of Africans leaving their country. So,
oh man, which reminds me, the Germans had that survey.
Oh god, that was terrible.
Nagelsmann and Kimmich responded very well to, because generally when these things happen, they'll put a microphone in front of a black person to respond, and it's like, well, I mean, shit, man, I didn't cause this issue. Why the fuck am I answering the question? So I'm really glad that those two very important people in the Germany camp were the ones that spoke up as opposed to someone putting the mic in front of like Rudiger or Jamal Musiala or something like that.
Do you guys remember the German squad with the black German?
Don't say it. His name was Ola Sidibe?
It's not Sidibe. It's the other one.
Olisade was for Poland.
Yeah, no, you're right. No, David Odonko. That was
it's another one. He's a dark-skinned guy. I'm trying to remember his
name.
Jared
Asamoah, right?
Yeah, there we go. There we go.
They had two.
Yeah.
9.
Wow.
The rest of the group is made up of Scotland and Hungary. Are we expecting anything from these guys?
All I want to see is Scott McTominay score.
I'll be honest with you. I think Scotland are gonna, they probably won't pull up any trees, but they're gonna be fun to watch. I do enjoy what Clark has done with this team. Like, let's keep it a buck. They're not special, but their form has actually been pretty good. They've won in the last, I want to say 2.5 to 3 years. They've won a lot of games, and it's not friendlies I'm talking about. They've won a lot of games. On top of that, I genuinely think because of how well they defend and what they've got in there from their wing backs, they can hurt teams, not just on the counter. They're an interesting team to watch.
Who's scoring the goals, Coach?
I don't know. Maybe the second best player in the world, Johnny Miguel Iniesta. How about that?
I don't know. I don't know. He's needed in midfield. My concern with them is that they just don't have a striker. That Dykes guy.
But
they got mighty Che Adams.
Now, Che Adams, funny enough, comes off the bench for this.
I know. They started a guy called Shankland.
Yeah, so no fraud. But I think Scotland are going to be like they're not gonna roll over for Germany. That's for sure. I'm looking forward to watch them anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rumor has it that they've filled the city. Like it's looking like a Scotland home game already. So let's see how that goes. On to Group B. The favorite in that group is Spain. So the question, Coach, can Alvaro Morata recreate his form from the first half of the season in this tournament?
Tosin, you take this question. Tosin, you take this question because I'm not talking about Alvaro Morata. I'm just not talking about him anymore.
All right. Well, then we go to our friend Tosin. Which one of the young midfielders for Spain do you think is going to make the difference in this tournament? Is it Pedri, Yamal? Which one of them?
I don't care about the midfielders. All I care about in this tournament for Spain is Nico Williams and Lamine Yamal. That's the only people I care about. I'm so excited to watch those two play because they both play on different flanks and they have to hold Morata's hands. But I saw this commercial today with Lamine Yamal and Pau Cubarsí, right? You know, the one where they were in school and they're dribbling around. It's like, wow, he's really 16 years old starting in the Euros. That's absurd.
Do you think? Wait. That's actually, Dean. I have a question for you. Do you actually think that he absolutely is a bona fide starter for Spain?
Lamine Yamal?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay. I don't care who or what he plays for or when. He's a star. That is a very good player. He's the best young talent I've seen on the wings in Saka.
Okay. Yeah. I don't even disagree. I just think, wow, because like legit, you look at the average age of their not their midfield. Their midfield is actually relatively young, but of their attack, right? The next oldest player after Yamal, yeah, don't laugh, is Fermin, who is 21 years old. That's the next oldest player. And next oldest player after that is 24.
Yeah, I think just generally we're going to see this more as time goes on. Like we've kind of cracked the code of efficiency when it comes to farming talent in the sport. And people know if they're good enough, they're old enough. Just let them play. You know
what's the wildest thing about Lamine Yamal?
Yeah.
He probably wasn't even walking when Spain won in 2008, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, that's mental, actually.
Let's talk about someone that was definitely walking, that's probably been walking too much. Luka Modric, he doesn't want to go home. He doesn't want to be a father. Are they going to finish on the podium again, Coach?
Look, Croatia are always good money to make a deep run. So I'm never going to bet against Croatia.
Old as fuck, bro.
Yeah, I'm never gonna bet against them because when you talk about muscle memory and tournament know-how, Croatia are so good at it. Regardless of who the coach is, regardless of what the composition of the squad is, every single squad in the last 15 to maybe 20-ish years has obviously had Luka Modric in it, but he's played with a ton of different players, and it's always a similar result. They always make relatively deep runs in whatever tournament they play in, so it's hard to count them out. They're almost like a less winning Germany, if you like. Germany will always make a deep run, almost always make a deep run kind of thing. I feel like Croatia are the same. They just don't win.
So, Tosin, 2 questions for you. One, where does Croatia finish? I want you to commit to a spot. Like, what number do they finish in this tournament? And 2, given that we already said the Modric theme, he's old as fuck. Do they have the young guys yet that are about to replace this generation, or are we still waiting?
I'm going to give you 3 answers. Okay. The first answer is, I don't know who's going to win someone needs to win the Diana Taurasi Award, okay? Old as shit and still playing. Okay, someone needs to win that, first of all. Second of all, I think they're going to finish 3rd or 4th. They just keep going. Like, they're literally a machine. And speaking of their other question, yes, they do have some young players, actually. Obviously, we know about Guardiola. He's 22. But then they have some players that play back home in leagues that you might not know. So like Luka Susic, who's 21 and plays at Salzburg. Then there's another guy, Martin Batuna, he plays at Zagreb. So they got some young talent. Mario Palisic is 23. So they do have young players. It's just, are they good enough? But I don't know. They got enough young talent there. So
we'll find out together. Coach, Italy, they're defending champions, but no one is really talking about them. Are we making a mistake?
Yeah, so I had this conversation with someone at work today, and I was like, no one's really talking about Italy.
Oh, hold on, Coach. Yeah. You weren't working at work?
What the fuck would I do that for? the fuck you on about, bro? Working at work. Where did you do that?
Not at work?
Fuck?
Somewhere else? Anywhere else?
Yeah, but no. Honestly speaking, Italy are a shadow of themselves. Let's be honest here. They aren't. To be honest, they probably won't make a deep run or anything like that. But they could hurt some people on the way there. But I mean, I'm looking at with Italy. You always have to look at what they've got in defense. And look, man, the last time they won, they had the Roman warriors. They had the likes of Chiellini, dragging up Saka. the likes of what's his name? That's playing in the thingy now. Oh my gosh, forgetting his name now.
Chiellini,
Bonucci, that's it. Yeah. So but this team now is like what Gatti, DeMarco.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate for you right here. I don't know what they're gonna be, but I do know that they got some talented. They got a very talented center back actually. Yeah. And guess what he plays? Bologna, Riccardo Calafori, and he's 22 years old. I like that kid.
Yeah, and that's look. Italian defenders are always, especially in tournament football, always going to show up, kind of thing. That's not an issue. Their biggest threat going forward is Scamacca, right? And if it's not Scamacca, it's Chiesa. But bro, they called up El Shaarawy, bro.
Or Raspadori.
No. I don't feel like he's on the same level as the other two that I mentioned. But
it's actually Retegui, guys. That's neither here.
Yeah.
That's enough about Italy. I'm just getting bored thinking about them, to be honest.
Actually, before we move on, do you want to talk about the report about what's it called said? Their coach about what they can't do?
Yeah, managers have rules in camp.
Yeah, no PlayStation, no games at midnight, no headphones, no fun on the massage table. And So.
Yeah, he's right. He's right. Like, I would put all those rules in place as well. But I'm African and I'm an uncle to many, many nieces and nephews. So that's neither here nor there. Who is their manager again?
The guy that won with Napoli.
Spalletti.
Spalletti.
Spalletti. He seems happy now. Anybody is happier away from Napoli. Anyway, we move on to Group C. That is a group that has England in it. Can you guys promise me that we're not going to go too long on these motherfuckers?
Look, man, England have a huge problem.
Well, they have two problems by my math, coach. The defense and midfield. Which one is the bigger problem?
I actually think midfield is a bigger problem. And it's because of this very, very short skin fade, can't run back towards his own goal, is a fair weather footballer. They're going to try to shoehorn him in. And I'll be very honest with you. I don't think you should be shoehorning in someone that's as privileged as Phil Foden. You just shouldn't. Like, no, legit, you shouldn't. I actually, heart of hearts, I think he should start on the bench. Go on.
I just feel like that's not a controversial take on this podcast.
No, but I think some people listening will probably be like, well, how can you not start? You won player of the year, blah, blah, blah. Here's the issue with it, right? Anthony Gordon is a much better option from the left for England than he is. The player that they left at home for Gordon in Rashford is also a better player on the left for England than Foden as well. So you think, okay, yeah, that's fine, let's play him on the right. No, because there's a superior player to Foden that plays there already. So in the middle of the park, where you're going to need to be competitive and whatnot, in tournament football, how do you start him over Bellingham? How do you start him over Rice? You know what I'm saying? It's like there's no place for him in the first 11 for this England team. I'm sorry, I don't see how it happens. And if England want to be fast and whatnot on the counter kind of thing, Foden isn't faster than Saka or Gordon. So again, there's no place for him in the team. So that's why he's a huge problem, because Waistcoat is still going to shoehorn him in regardless.
He's not wearing a waistcoat this tournament.
Whatever he is, like whatever he's doing.
Doing a beige jumper.
He's wearing a lederhosen.
Tosin, who is England's actual best player?
Jude Bellingham.
Can I talk? God damn, nigga. If one of you interrupts me again, I'm ending this pod right on the spot. Who's their best player and who's the most important player at this tournament? Are they the same person?
No. Their best player is Jude Bellingham, but the most important player is Bukayo Saka. Because
Coach,
England,
you agree with that?
I would put Saka in that bracket. Yeah, being the most important player for England, I think, because when you look at it's the same thing with Arsenal. You know, whatever player gets the most respect from a team's defense, kind of thing, usually ends up being one and the same, either your best or most important player. If Saka is going to be double team and triple team for England, that means somebody isn't going to be covering some space that Bellingham could potentially be ghosting into. And you know what Bellingham is like, with running into space. So yeah, to me it's interchangeable. It's between Bellingham and Saka. Don't get me wrong, Harry Kane is fantastic.
Okay, yeah. So stop right there.
Yeah.
Why didn't either one of you mention Harry Kane? Can we be serious, people?
Yeah,
he scored 52 goals this year. Come on, guys.
So I know, and I know you're playing a little bit devil's advocate here.
No. That's not what I'm doing here. Okay. Genuinely, that is not what I'm doing here. I'm just trying to be a serious football analyst.
Okay,
and
cool.
So the people I love most on the planet just ignored Harry Kane because he's not at Spurs anymore. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you guys?
Okay, so here's the thing. It's not about ignoring Harry Kane's obvious talent and obvious threat, but Harry Kane for England in the most important moments, it's a bit.
That's a wildly specific thing to say.
My reasoning was just based off of player profiles, right? England don't have any players that can run in behind, or any players who can take a player 1v1 without being slow, right? Sorry, no offense, like your wingers are slow. Like Anthony Gordon has pace, but not that much pace. And you left Rashford at home, which I agree. He didn't play too well.
I disagree. Sorry.
I would have brought him. I
would have brought him too, but guess what? I'm selfish. I want my boy to rest. So whatever.
He could use the rest.
So for me, Saka is the only person in that squad that I feel has enough pace to burn a defender, right? And I look at their squad, I'm just like, who else is going to run in behind? Who else is going to do these things? Everything is really right in front. And what Kane does, Kane is brilliant. Kane is one of the best strikers I've seen in my life. Let's put the jokes aside. Brilliant striker. We know what he can do. But what Kane loves to do is to drop deep. And when Kane drops deep, what happens? There's nobody else running in behind. So Kane's dropping deep, right? Because there's a perfect example of when Rashford scored a goal. Kane dropped deep and Rashford ran and Rashford blasted in. That's what he does. And Jude's going to go forward, obviously. But I just feel like Saka's the only person that has this specific profile, which is why I think he's England's most important player. Because let's say, God forbid, Saka gets hurt, right? How the hell are you going to beat anybody with a player? Like, what's going to happen now?
Phil Foden.
That's not a bad substitute.
Yeah. No Saka,
Yeah. The rest of Group C consists of Slovenia, Denmark, and Serbia. I don't know. I think we can kind of dust these guys off in quick. I mean, hey, the tournament will start and they can prove us wrong. But for Slovenia, I feel like Šeško and Oblak is not enough. You need more than that. For Denmark, Højlund, Eriksen, your boys, Tosin.
I was going to say, Ilicic is also up there with the Diana Taurasi Award as well, but continue.
Hey, man. They can add as many issues as they want. These niggas are not winning shit. Denmark, I just don't see it for them. They don't have enough talent. They're still playing Christian Eriksen, and, we know what happened to him the last time he was at a Euros, but I'm not going to crack any jokes about that because
it's not funny.
I'm getting closer to... No, it's fucking hilarious, obviously, but, Serbia, I will watch if they play their twin strikers together, but I don't think they'll do that because no one plays two strikers. Why won't they listen to you, coach?
Do you know who I'm excited to see, though, for Denmark? The guy from Sporting.
Yeah, Martin Højlund, is it?
Yeah.
I skipped his name because I don't want to pronounce that shit. So I thought I was about to start chewing gum. Anyway, Group C, England are probably getting out of that despite all the problems. You know what? Let's linger just a little longer.
Yeah.
How should England play exactly? Like, what would you do?
Okay.
So, let's just do lineups. Let's not get too deep into the tactics or anything. Let's do lineups. Coach, you go first. Tosin, you go after.
Okay, so let's not do any bullshit here. Trent has to play right back. That midfield shit is just gonna piss me off. Like you're gonna make Rice run 20 kilometers a game because covering his ass. So we're not gonna do that. But obviously Pickford in goal. Right back has to be Trent. Centre backs, we're going off like fitness, right? And that's who's gonna be playing. So it has to be Stones and Gahey, to be honest. And then left back, again, fitness and form, it's gonna have to be Trippier. Midfield, I'm gonna go with Rice. I'm also gonna, and it's gonna be controversial considering how badly I talk about him. I'm gonna go Gallagher as well. And it's not because I think it's the best option. But I'm looking at the defense basically. Obviously, Jude, the most advanced midfielder. On the left, it's going to be Gordon. Up front, Kane. Saka on the right. Just a quick thing on that midfield and the way England should play. England obviously have a lot of attacking talent over the pitch, but they still can't. I don't feel like this team has enough players that can dominate the ball for them. Even though there's Wharton and Mainu there, those boys aren't physically imposing, and a lot of these teams, they can dominate the ball and physically impose themselves on the game. The only player in that midfield, genuinely, from deep that can do that is Rice. But I don't feel as if he's progressed. He's still at that level where he can kind of handhold somebody who isn't as physically dominant as him and give them the ball as well at the same time. It's too much of a balancing act there. So that's why I would pick that midfield and just say, not hold on what you have, basically suck teams in basically, and try to hit them on a counter, or play really, really high. There's no in between there. I don't think England should try and dominate the ball at all.
Coach, I have a question for you. How the hell are England playing the counter when they have one fast person?
Well, that's the thing. Like, it's tournament football, so there will be space. There's always going to be space. But again, I'm leaning more towards playing high, and it's high energy. Gallagher, Rice, Bellingham is a very, very athletic midfield. Saka and Gordon on the wings as well, very high energy. You know what I mean? Play high. Try to play it in and around the opposition's box. Don't focus too much on trying to be intricate. Just
I said no tactics. What the fuck? Enough of you in England. We don't care about England. For all these niggas. We move on to Group D. I apologize, but we move on. Tosin, Kylian through the middle. What the fuck is Deschamps thinking?
This is a guy who we all saw as a player. And we all know when he played, he has CTE. When he coaches, he has CTE. So, again, I don't know what the French word for CTE is. Maybe it's Champs de Lys. I don't know what it is. But Deschamps goes big brain. And I think that's what they've been trying to do with Mbappe this whole entire season, is just putting him through the middle. So, yeah. Yeah.
Do you like the idea?
Not really. But, there's a player we're going to talk about, and I have a joke for you. So, Coach, you can go ahead and take it. This is for you.
Hit me.
So Bradley Barcola, do you think we'll actually see him in this tournament?
That's a no. Yeah, we will, but I don't feel like he's going to be anywhere near the second or even potential third option. Like, I feel like Deschamps is very much he has these guys that he relies on. He also cares about seniority as well. So let's say France's attack is Mbappe, Dembele, and Coman, for example. That sounds like an attack that Deschamps could easily put out. He'd also easily put out find space for Giroud instead of one of the wide players, right? You look at the players I didn't mention, Colin Mawani, Thuram. Those two players to me are ahead in the pecking order over Barcola. So it's going to be very difficult for me, I think, to see him unless there's a crazy instance where he has to play. I don't see how he ends up being someone that Deschamps relies on.
I just feel like, the chances of him playing is as high as Marine Le Pen being nice to Africans. So.
Oh, wow. Okay.
You know what? I have thoughts on that, but for off the pod. Of all the favorites, Tosin, are France the most favored of the favorites, you'd say?
Yeah. They're coming to Germany with a big cock on their chest, so they're ready.
I have family that listens to this.
Me too.
Coach, can we forgive these people for abandoning football heritage? They've given up the 4-3-3. They're playing three at the back. Ronald Koeman is doing this fat 10-10 thing. I'm not really feeling it. And also, how come it took an injury for him to call up Xerxes? Like, what the hell?
Yeah, that really pissed me off. But you know what? Players have to be like, I know deep down Xerxes thinking, I don't even want to play for you guys. You know what I'm saying?
He was at Disney World, bro. Yeah. He was fun.
See what I'm saying? But you have to humble yourself and be professional. But, oh yeah, it's a dream, whatever. I hear all of that. But me personally, I'm not picking up the phone. I can't lie to you. I'm at Disney now, my nigga. Like, have you seen new attractions? They got the Avengers Academy and shit at Disney. I'm not leaving for that shit. They got the X-Men. They got to Charles Xavier Mansion at Disneyland now. What the hell am I leaving Disneyland for? But
2 words.
go on.
Splash Mountain. I don't even know what that is.
I don't know, but it sounds like fun. Yeah, it sounds like fun. It sounds more fun than running around Dusseldorf, bro. The fucking Dusseldorf, man.
You know what's the crazy thing as well? His teammate wears a headband, and he's not even in the NBA.
There we go. Like whatever the hell that is. But
I hope they ban that shit. I hope they don't let him wear it at the tournament. Fuck.
but to be honest, with Holland, I'm not honestly looking for anything other than that attack is so. It's a very respectful attack. It's an attack that you bring home to meet your family. You know, no, seriously, there's nothing threatening.
Nope.
There's nothing edgy about that attack. It's very polite. It's very polite. It's very respectful. I'm not worried about it.
Yeah. Tosin, PSV won the league in Holland in record fashion this season. Are there any players from that team that will be crucial to Holland during this tournament?
Joey Verman, because Frankie de Jong got hurt, Tim Koopman got hurt, and they need midfielder. So Joey Verman has to step up. It's time for you, Joey. So yeah, it's him.
Yeah, what's up with this latest generation of the Dutch? Cody, Joey, like a bunch of
Bro, there's no more
polite, bro. They're just very respectful.
There's no more Vans. And same thing with Brazil. There's no more Ineos. There's no more Vans. We've lost recipes. It's disgusting.
Yeah, we need those Vans back.
Yeah.
You know what? That sounded funny. I'm not gonna. Austria and Poland complete Group D. Austria, they're a pseudo dark horse yet again. We'll see where they rank among our dark horses towards the end of this. Poland, I feel like they're going to be the most irrelevant team at this tournament. I really do. Lewandowski got hurt in their last friendly. He's supposed to be back, if they're lucky, by the second group stage game. That's too late.
Dean, I got something about Austria, by the way. David Alaba is going to be a coach, on the sideline, a head cheerleader with his braids. Speaking of braids, Wijnaldum got his braids back. So, that's how I know, Netherlands are just bored because whatever. And on Austria, I really want to see how Kevin Danso plays and Stefan Posch. So I'm excited to see some of those guys over there. So
yeah, Danso was really dead last season. Go on, coach.
No, I was saying I'm not excited to see any of those guys. I will. I'm talking about Stefan Posch. Stefan Posch is a 27-year-old defender, bro. What's exciting about that, bro? Again, another librarian that you bring home to your family, bro. He's very respectful. He's just a nice fella, bro.
Listen, I was excited to watch Kevin Danso this last season because Bukayo Saka whooped his ass. So that was. Let's move on to Group E. Belgium are the favorites in this group. Tosin, how important is Courtois' absence from this squad? Because he made it back in time to win the Champions League with Real Madrid. He's healthy. He had a beef with Tedesco, the coach. He's not in the squad. It kind of feels like they're shooting themselves in the foot with this one.
Not really. I mean, it's going to make Kevin De Bruyne happy because, he can... he's real shoulder now, so... Team morale.
I feel like they got over that beef a while ago, though. Come on, man. People got kids now.
Beef is forever. What did Dipset say? Our kids can get it on.
Coach, are they still a favorite now that we've after their last World Cup performance, which was terrible, we just kind of shut it down for their whole golden generation crap. So where are we with them?
The thing is, they've still got some really excellent players. That's the funny thing, especially
no defenders.
Yeah, no defenders. But I'm talking about in attack at least. They've got some very Trossard, for example, is listed as a midfielder, but he's obviously not. But we're looking at De Ketelaere. We're looking at Openda, Doku. Bro, those are some fantastic footballers there.
Don't forget Bakayoko.
You know what I'm saying? Go on.
I just realized something.
Go on.
Belgium and Nigeria are the same team now.
Oh my God.
Basically, all they have is attacking talent. There's nobody to get the ball to the strikers, and there are no defenders.
Yeah, do you know what? I actually like that. I actually do like that. That makes a lot of sense. I mean, yeah.
They do, Dean, they do have your boy in the midfield. The dark-skinned singing nigga.
No. That's coach's boy. That's
my boy. That's my boy. But for real, there isn't, there isn't much happening in other parts of the team. Obviously, De Bruyne's there, but look, he's never performed for them at international level. To my recollection, like he's never been a guy at all at international level. He just hasn't.
I mean,
go on, sorry.
This might be his tournament. They got a Tintin inspired jersey.
Oh,
so.
no. Okay, put it like this. You guys know how I feel about Yuri Tielemans. Yuri Tielemans has put in more work for Belgium than Kevin De Bruyne has.
Well, he's black, and King Leopold used to run shit, so of course he's put in more work.
Well,
Who's put in more work than Romelu Lukaku? Nobody.
Yeah.
Who looks slavier than Romelu Lukaku? I'm not going to answer that. You answer that, coach.
I'm not answering that shit. Fuck that.
The other main teams in this group are Ukraine and Romania, and I think they're really only important because when I was younger, Romania were the cool European team that wore all yellow. And now that I'm older, Ukraine are I don't know if they're cool, but they're a European team that wears all yellow and they show up on my TV a lot. So I guess that's okay. What you know about this Sudakov boy, Tosin?
It's a very talented midfielder. Extremely talented. You said what?
Attacking?
Tempo setting sort of guy.
Right.
And they got Lunin, Mudryk, Sudakov, and Dovbek.
Yeah, they do have a squad. Sakanga from Girona as well on the wing, So they got some shit to them. They got some shit, but I don't expect much from them in this tournament. But they can feel free to surprise us like everybody else. Group F, Portugal. Are we saying they're a favorite? They feel like a favorite.
Can I wax lyrical about Portugal?
Please do.
The other day I saw their friendly, right? And they played a 3-5-2. And I realized, oh shit, they might have figured it out. Because what they played was they had their three center backs. They had Dalot on the right, Cancelo Culture on the left. And then they had in the middle. Yeah.
Okay.
Then they had Bruno Fernandes and Yao Neves in the pivot. And ahead of them was Yao Felix. Then they had Leao and Cristiano up top. And basically Cristiano's job now is to let the fast niggas do their shit and he just finishes. And I was like, oh,
that's been his job for 10 years.
Yes. But listen, it's different now because now it's just like, uncle, stay up there. We got the rest. And there's times where he was trying to drop deep and do too much, but I was like, yo, stop. And yeah, I mean, they're doing, they figured out. But again, the only issue is, you know who their coach is?
We know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Can I quickly get on this actually?
Of course. Yeah. Well, let me set you up for the question real quick, Coach. So Cristiano is probably going to play. Mm-hmm. They had a chance to sort of phase him out after the last World Cup. That wasn't a good World Cup for them. Fernando Santos lost his job, and he benched Cristiano during that tournament. Mm-hmm. Roberto Martinez just brought him back into the team. He played all the qualifiers, played well, to be honest, but he still doesn't track back. He still doesn't press. So they can maybe get through the group stage. But after the group stage, what does he do about this guy?
I think if he's going to be serious, then he shouldn't be relying on him, basically. Ronaldo's the same way Ronaldo obviously couldn't play in the final in 2016 kind of thing and became a cheerleader. There's nothing wrong with that. I feel like having a guy like Ronaldo...
We call that David Alaba, not cheerleader.
That thing then, yeah. But but I think having a player like Ronaldo there is good for morale kind of thing. But then the moment he gets on the pitch and the chips are down kind of thing, and he's doing his old diva shit, which he's never stopped doing, by the way, it becomes a little bit more toxic and a bit more difficult to manage. Do you know what I mean? So I love the idea that obviously they've gone with a 3-5-2, but you see, we're talking about heritage with what, Netherlands have abandoned kind of thing. Portugal still have some very good players they can play out wide kind of thing.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
wait, one second, sorry. And they don't, which, for whatever reason, but it feels as if this formation change, it definitely aids, the fact that they haven't got great, amazing centre-backs. They're still going to be playing Pepe at quite literally 41 years old, but they've got Ruben Dias there. But then you look at their wide areas in terms of the defence, playing those players as wing-backs makes sense because as full-backs, they're a lot more exposed. But it almost feels as if potentially you could play a 3-4-3. You actually could and get those wide players there. Like, again, Leao on the left, or even potentially through the middle. I don't even know, but Leao on the left, What do you call it? Neto or Jota on the right kind of thing. You can still play with width, with tricky players kind of thing. Ramos up top. I don't feel like there's anything wrong with that. Ronaldo coming off the bench in a tournament is absolutely fine. And I still feel as if he almost kind of rules this squad with an iron fist. Like whatever coach comes in, they know really they're submitting to Ronaldo, I think. And I think that's still an issue.
I'm gonna say like they could also play Diego Costa in goal, Cancelo, Pepe, Ruben Diaz, Nuno Mendes as a 4, and then Palhinha, Vitinha, Bruno Fernandes, Rafael Leao, Ronaldo, and Bernardo Silva, which more than likely what they play, but there's options.
Yeah,
there's options, and I feel as if we've kind of understated one of those options.
Yeah.
I would say arguably the best midfielder of his type in Europe this season was Vitinha.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he's actually starting in this team, and that bothers me.
Boy, like we said, we know who the coach is. So put it as if I believed more in their defenders' individual quality, I'd be absolutely fine with them playing a 4 at the back and a 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3 kind of thing. But I honestly feel like because of the nature of their defenders and what they are, them going to a 4 at the back, they're shooting us off in the foot. Like they play a 4 at the back against even England, I think they get smoked. Against France, they get smoked. So that the 3 at the back to me makes perfect sense. Like you're not gonna Pepe is not gonna do anything in a 2-man centre back defense in a tournament at 41 years old. He's just not.
Fair enough. Tosin, João Neves, we've heard a lot. He's supposed to be the next £100 million or whatever midfielder. Is he worth it?
I mean, I'm not spending 100 million on anything from Benfica.
This man said Rui Costa is a scammer.
He was, and he is. One of my favorite players ever, but this man is a finesser. I think that he's a very good player, right? Maximum spender on that kid is 60 million. That's with add-ons included. I just don't like, he's a talented player, right? And I don't want people who hate this and like, oh, Tosin's being a hater. I think he's a great player. I think he's a lot of potential, but he's 5'2", like Lloyd said. And I'm not a big fan of people who tuck their shirt in when they're 5'2". Like, you make yourself look even shorter. So he's a great player. But I'm just, again, I have certain icks, and it's very weird. Please, like, I know it's weird, but there's certain things. And I saw him play with Bruno Fernandes the other day, and they look good together. But again, I'm just not spending 100 million on this player, especially in this market when there's a lot of talented players that's available.
You know what he reminds me of from sort of like an aura standpoint? He's like the more defensive version of Barella.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
They just look like the same template human.
Yeah.
I don't know if they play anything alike, but I think he's definitely better.
Do you know what he looks like? Sorry to cut you there, but he reminds me of a mini fridge. Yeah. He's a mini fridge.
This nigga interrupted me to talk about appliances. I love this pod, man. I love this pod. Turkey and Georgia are also in that group. And I think they would both sort of qualify. Well, I think Turkey more so than Georgia, because Georgia, this is their debut in this competition. Shout out to them for making it, and shout out to Kvaratskhelia for being in the house. But Turkey, they're always the dark horses in every tournament. People always pick them as a dark horse. So do they still qualify? Do they have enough talent to even be dark horses this time?
Yeah. Do you know who their coach is?
Some Italian nigga?
Vincenzo Montella.
I was right.
Yeah. Legend. Yeah.
The best celebration of all time. Like, honestly, I mimicked it so much as a youngster, man. But no, I tell you what, Turkey.
Wait. Real quick, don't move on too fast here. Did he steal that from the OG Ronaldo, or did OG Ronaldo steal it from him?
I'm pretty sure OG Ronaldo stole it from him, because I only ever, like in Serie A, I only ever saw him doing the aeroplane. I'll be honest with you.
All right, carry on.
Yeah. I mean, you look at the average age of, like, some of their, well, not even just their attack obviously has, Tosin is always going to be there, but they got a bunch of guys.
I ain't Turkish, nigga.
I said Tosin.
He said you got a hair transplant.
No, for real though, like, Gula is 19, Yildiz is 19, Semi is 18, Yildirim is 21, Atgun is 23.
Don't forget Kokchu from Benfica.
Yeah, exactly. Like there is a lot of young attacking talent here. but there's good experience in midfield. Like very, very good experience in midfield, man. Like I'm never gonna rule out Turkey for anything in the national
They're
tournament.
gonna start Kaya Soyuncu.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm ruling them out right the fuck now. It's one of the
Do
worst.
you know what? I actually do remember how much you dislike this guy.
He's so bad.
But
And Arsenal was linked to him for so long. He's so.
Wait. I don't think he got called up.
I actually don't think he got called up.
Yeah, he's injured. He didn't get called up.
Yeah.
He didn't
Right,
get called
guys.
up.
That means that Turkey is not only a dark horse, they're maybe a favorite. If the coach even thinks of that nigga one time during this tournament, they're going out.
Yeah.
In that moment, you'll concede a goal. He's terrible.
Yes, Soyuncu he's out. Yeah, he is. They do have Demiral as one of their midfielders, but he's not.
Defender, so yeah. No, for real, like Turkey, I like their attacking options. I went in front. I really do like their attacking options.
All right, fellas, do you want to do some superlatives? Now we have to put our balls on the table and make some fucking calls.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine. No one's gonna hold us to this shit. Nobody comes
Yeah, I'm ready to put my nuts on the table.
Are you ready to put your cock on a shirt, as Tosin said earlier?
Hey, yo, man, like no.
Oh man, it's right. Either you edit it out or you just gotta live with it like everybody else listen to this shit.
It's summertime, baby, in America. That means it's hot. We got freedom and we can put our cocks out.
Hi-yo. All right, let's just start with the most important question. Tosin, who is winning this tournament?
France.
Coach? This nigga thinking like he didn't get the fucking agenda before the show.
No, for real. Like I was gonna say if I want to change from Germany, but I'm not. It's Germany.
I like that Germany call. I really do. It's what I want to happen.
Yeah, same.
But I don't think it will happen. I think I'm more. If I'm putting money on this, we're not a gambling pot over here, you know. But if I'm putting money on this shit, I'm going France. But I want Germany to win. So. Golden Boot.
Ooh, I got mine because you mentioned him already. Lukaku.
That's not a bad shout, man. That's really not a bad shout. The only issue is that he's got to be in the tournament long enough for that to happen, and they're going out in groups. So, no, I'm joking. My shout would probably be Kai Havertz.
As he says with the
arch. Go with Harry Kane on that one. Go with Harry Kane. It just feels, you know, he won't score a goal that actually matters, but he will score a lot of goals. You know, half of them will be penalties. Who is going to be the player of the tournament, Coach?
Saka.
Oh, interesting shout. Tosin, who you got?
Antoine Griezmann.
The most underrated. I'm glad you mentioned it because we almost never mention him, and we should. Well, when we did mention him a lot, we just called him Black all the time. So but that's his. And now we get to discuss the surprise team or the dark horse that's actually going to gallop a little bit in this tournament. We got Austria, we got Switzerland, we got Georgia, we got Ukraine, we got Turkey. Which one of those teams are we picking as our dark horse?
I'm going with Hairline FC.
Turkey.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I always root for Switzerland, like legit, and I still think they will do relatively well. But I'm actually going to go with Turkey as well. I think.
Damn, I just feel like Turkey's too young. That's the problem. Like their best talents are like 18.
Yeah.
They're not getting nowhere with that. Like,
you know what's wild about Turkey? Every time I think about them, I think about Rustu from 2002.
He was the guy with the flipping. What do you call it?
And the ponytail.
Yeah,
and the goatee.
He went to Barcelona. I think Barcelona got duped there, man.
Oh, he was so shit there. They benched him so fast.
Yeah, they got duped, man.
Oh, man. All right, folks. That has been our Euro 2024 preview, but Tosin has something to say. What do you want to say?
I got a breakout player for everybody, and everyone knows who he is. But Xavi Simon's going to put on a showcase in this tournament, and I can't wait.
Too polite. I'm sorry. He's Bible study crew going to drag him down. So yeah, too polite.
Oh man, the man said the boy needs more Red Bull.
Yeah.
In any event, that has been our Euro 2024 preview. We plan to give you daily episodes. We're probably going to skip the first day just to build up some material for an actual podcast on Saturday. But the games start with Germany versus Scotland. Then from there, we plan to cover every single game every day. The same thing for Copa America. we're figuring out the logistics, but we plan to cover everything this summer because apparently we don't have lives and we don't have any other shit to do with ourselves. So we're going to do this because we love you people and we love football. Gang, what else we got for these people?
Love you guys. Thank you for listening. Share, like, subscribe, comment, interact, all that good shit, man.
Toasting, do that shit out.
Basically, Vinicius Jr. needs you to cut your hair off. That's the only thing I had to add to that. I was really pissed off with his locks. Don't appropriate my culture. But yeah, we're out. Ladies and gentlemen, everyone take it easy. Peace.
Peace.
Take your shirt off. Take your shirt off.